In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a diamond-shaped rainbow loom Christmas tree ornament or charm. So what you're going to need is one loom, and you want to have it set up in a rectangular shape where all the pins are in line with one another. And you want to move your blue connector pieces to the end so that you have an open area for your ornament to work its way down. And we're going to be working with the length of 6 pins. So you want to make sure you have 6 pins cleared. And you want to choose your colors for your ornaments. I have like a metallic maroonish color and a gold color for my ornament. So we're going to be starting at the 4th pin over from the end of your loom, from the left side of your loom. So you want to take your first color, which I have this maroon color, and you want to put it on your hook. And then you want to wrap it around a second time because we're going to double this bottom layer. So you want to go to that 4th pin over, and you want to put your band on there. And then you're going to stretch it up diagonally to the right and twist. And then push that down. Now what we're going to do is take a second maroon band, wrap it around your hook 2 times, and this time we're going to cross over, make an X over what we just did. So you're going to put it on the one side and stretch it down and twist. Again, we have to twist this bottom layer and push that down. And now we're going to add a second layer using the same pattern. So I'm going to start at the bottom left and go up diagonally to the right. And then I'm going to cross over that, making an X. And then I want to do it one more time. Start at the bottom left and go up. And then again cross over what we just did. And now if you look on your pins, you should have a total of 4 bands. We did 3 layers, but it looks like 4 bands because we doubled that bottom layer. So we want the bottom layer to come off. You want to grab the bottom 2 bands at once and pull it out and over the top. Go to the next pin up and do the same thing. Grab the bottom 2, pull them over the top. Flip to the other side, again grabbing the bottom 2 bands, pulling them over, and then the same thing on the last pin, taking the bottom 2. And then you want to push all of that down. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to expand. So we want to go from 2 pins and we're going to go out to 4 pins. So I'm going to start on this pin right here. It's the 3rd pin in from the left hand side. So we're going to put the band on and stretch it up and diagonally to the right and twist. And then for the next band we're going to keep continuing to the right, go down diagonally and twist. And then we're going to go back up again diagonally and twist. So now we're going to work our way back down. So I'm going to work my way up diagonally and twist to the left. And then I'm going to go down diagonally, but I don't have to twist the center. And then again up diagonally and twist. And then you want to push all of this down. And then if you look at your bands, you'll see that you have 1 on the end pin, so we're not going to do anything with that. But on the center pins, they have 4 bands, so we're going to remove the bottom 2, out and over the top. And then flip to the other side and do the same thing. Remove the bottom 2 bands on the 2 middle pins. And then you want to push all of this down. And now I want to add a second layer using the same pins. So I'm going to just go up diagonally and then back down and up again. And I'm going to work my way back, going across all the bands I just put on. And now again, I want to remove the bottom layer. So you can see on the end pins there's 2 bands now, and in the center there's still 4. So I want to remove 1 band from the end, 2 from the center, 2 from the next, and then 1 on the end. Go to the other side, do that same pattern. And then 1 at the end. Then we're going to push all of this down. So now I want to expand out to 6 pins. So I'm going to go over 1 on either side. And this time I'm going to switch to gold. So I'm going to start right here. It's going to be the second pinned in from the left of your loom. I'm going to go up diagonally and twist. I'm just going to do the same zigzag up and down till I get to the end. And then again, I'm going to go 1 further and twist, since there's nothing underneath it. And I'm going to work my way back down. So I'm going to start here, and again I'm going to twist, push that down, and then just work my way back down. And then for the last one, again, I'm going to twist. And now once again, I'm going to remove the bottom layer. So here on the end, you can see we only have that single band. We're not going to do anything with that. I'm going to go up to the next and remove the bottom 1. I'm going to be getting rid of all the maroon right now. 2 on the next pin up. And then 2 for the next, and then 1 on the next. Flip to the other side, again 1 from here, and then 2 from the next 2. And then 1 from the next. And then we're going to push this down. And I'm going to add a second row using the length of these 6 pins. I'm going to switch back to maroon. I'm going to start at the bottom left and work my way up. And then when I get to the top, I'm going to go back down. You always want to keep pushing them down so you have room to add more. And then I'm going to again remove the bottom layer. This time I want all the golds to come off. So I'm going to be doing 1 from the end pins and 2 from all of the centers. And I've chosen to put the gold bands on 2 different rows. Now with your ornament, you could whatever colors you want. You could do more than 2 colors, or you could do as many rows as you want. You can alternate every other row or every 3rd row, whatever you think would work for you. You can just experiment. then push all of this down. So now I'm going to do one more row of maroon, the length of the 6 pins, and then take the bottom layer off. And then I'm going to do another layer of gold, the length of the 6 pins, and then take the bottom layer off. So I'm going to fast forward here. Now at this point you should have put on and taken off 4 layers using this length of 6 pins, and now we want to narrow the ornament back down to a length of 4 pins. So normally at this point what I would do would be to string the next layer and move in one, but since I have the gold bands and I want the gold bands to stay on this level, I'm going to have to move these in first before I put the next layer on. So I'm going to start at the bottom far left, take the band on my hook, move it up and diagonally to the right, and then do the same thing for the one above it, move it down and diagonally to the right, placing it just on the top of that pin. And then I'm going to take the very bottom band and pull it up and over the top on each of those sides to lock it in place. And then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. I'm going to take the top band and move it down and diagonally, and then take the bottom band and move it up and diagonally. And then I'm going to again take the bottom band on either side and pull it over the top. So that's allowing that gold color to stay on that same level. So now I'm going to put maroon on. So I'm going to start at the far left again and just work my way up. And then back. And then I want to remove the bottom layer. So I want to remove all of the gold bands from the pins. So this time I'm going to be taking 2 off of the end pins as well as 2 off of each center pin. So this time it's a little different than before. So at the top again I'm taking off 2. Flip to the other side again, 2 from every pin. And then push all of this down. Now your ornament should be working its way, nearing the bottom, coming out the bottom. And now I'm going to add a second layer using the length of the 4 pins. I'm going to be using all maroon bands from now on. I just wanted those 2 layers of gold. Just working my way back down. And then again, I'm going to remove the bottom layer, 1 from the end, and 2 from the center pins. Again, 1 from the end, go to the other side, 1, and then 2 from the center, and then again just 1 on the end. So now that was 2 layers using the length of the 4 pins. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And now again, I want to expand in, so I'm going to be going into just the length of 2 pins. And this time I'm going to put the next layer on first before I move it in. So I'm going to go to this next pin in. If you're counting from the end, it is the 4th pin in from the left side of the loom. I'm going to go up and diagonally and then just cross that and push that down. So now I'm going to move my bands in again. So I'm going to take the bottom left band and move it up and diagonally to the right. I'm going to take the top left band and move that in diagonally as well. I'm going to go to the other side, take the top and move that down diagonally, and the bottom and move that up diagonally. And then if you look, you should have 4 bands on all 4 of these pins again. So you want to remove the bottom 2 bands. And then flip to the other side and again remove the bottom 2. And then 2 from the end. And then we're going to push this all down. And I'm going to add 1 more layer with the maroon. So up diagonally and then cross it. And then I'm going to again remove the bottom layer from all 4 of the pins, just 1 band. And now I'm ready to take it off. So I'm going to start at the bottom left. There should be 2 bands on every pin. So I'm going to take both bands on my hook, make sure you get them both, and put it up and diagonally to the right and get them both on. And then we're going to take the next bands to the right of where we just took the ones off, get them both on your hook and put them up and diagonally to the left. Get them both on that pin on the top of it. And now we're going to remove the bottom 2 bands from both pins. And now we should be left with just 2 bands on those 2 pins. I'm going to take this bottom row of pins off. And I'm going to take my hook, get 2 of the bands on my hook, you can hold it on with your finger, go to the next and pick those up as well. So now you can see we have 4 bands on the hook, and what we want to have happen is we want the bottom 2 to go through the top 2. We just want to loop them through one another. So you have to make sure they both stay on your hook and loop the bottom 2 through the top. And then we're going to take another gold band, or you could use a C-clip or an S-clip, but if you're using it for an ornament, you'll want to grab a band so it has a loop to hold onto the tree. And then you want to pull it through both of those bands, leave it on your hook, and take the other side, loop one through the other, and then pull. Make it a little bit tight. And then here you have your ornament. So you can, if you want to try and reshape it a little bit, but it should be pretty much like a diamond type of pattern.